Welcome to the Short Chronicles.
Cartoon.
Hark! What's that? Look! It's the towers! They're falling! Ah!
1963, Wonder Woman comic book cover. 1970, 30 Seconds Over New York, book by Robert Bacard. 1973, Godzilla vs. Megalon, movie poster. 1973, Superman comic. 1975, cracked magazine cover. 1976, 9/11, a book by Thomas Chastain. 1976, Sesame Street magazine cover. 1976, Spidey Super Stories comic book cover. Spidey Super Stories comic book cover. 1978, Super Friends TV show, the episode entitled Monolith of Evil. 1978, Dr. John, City Lights album cover. 1979, Meteor movie poster.
Man.
So what's this new TV show then?
It's called C, and it's kind of like a
See, like
Vision.
Okay,
Everyone's
yeah.
blind. Everyone's blind on the show.
Okay.
So it's 600 years in the future. We have like a virus, and so everyone goes blind. And so the whole world goes down to like 2 million people.
Yeah.
And the world heals itself, and then it's about these like all warring tribes, and then it's 2 babies that are born and they have sight. And then you
Right.
find out that it's actually coming back, and you
And
get
how
to
long
see
of
like
a TV series is it?
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, if you lived in this country 15 years ago and you've got a good memory, you may remember the creation of something called the National Security Division at the Department of Justice. It was created back in 2005 when they re-upped the Patriot Act. Now, the point of the National Security Division, we were told at the time, was to conduct, quote, counterterrorism and counter-espionage operations against foreign adversaries. This was the big stuff. Mostly it was Islamic terror, which was the primary threat of that time. But these were also the people in charge of busting Chinese spies who were trying to steal our nuclear secrets, stopping suicide bombers and hijackings. Not small stuff, crimes that threaten the nation. That was then. Then Joe Biden became president in January, and the entire mission of the United States government changed and turned inward against you. A few days ago, the Department of Justice, under the radical Attorney General Merrick Garland, announced that the National Security Division has a new domestic mission. According to Garland, effective immediately, the National Security Division is handling the investigation of, quote, harassment, intimidation, and threats of violence against school board members, teachers, and workers in our nation's public schools, end quote. So the question is, who is threatening these teachers and school board members? Is it Al-Qaeda? Is it the Russian government? Is it ISIS-K? No, it's parents. Parents are angry about what's happening in schools. Why are they angry? Well, take a close look at the people Joe Biden has nominated to senior leadership positions in the Department of Education. Take a look at YouTube videos, while they still exist, of some of the school board meetings across the country over the past year. And you will know exactly why parents are mad. Parents who believe in things like biological sex, who oppose racial hierarchies imposed in pre-kindergarten classrooms, teaching kids to hate their parents. Those are the threat, according to the Biden administration. You'll notice if you look closely that nowhere in Merrick Garland's recent order or the DOJ's press release is any explanation of these, quote, threats of violence. What threats of violence? Has violence occurred at school board meetings? No. Look closer and you'll find this line, quote, the Justice Department will also create specialized training and guidance that will help school board members understand the type of behavior that constitutes threats. Oh, so it's a propaganda operation funded by you out of the Department of so-called Justice, designed to tell teachers and school board members that when parents complain, it's domestic terrorism. It's not the First Amendment in progress. It's not your constituents voicing legitimate complaints. It's effectively a foreign adversary trying to kill you. The Biden administration is trying to convince school board members using the Department of Justice that they are in physical danger from parents, and those parents are national security threats. Once again, nothing like this has ever happened in this country. This is an utter perversion of the mission and the power of the United States Department of Justice. It is almost impossible to overstate how sinister and crazy this is. We almost never play the equivalence game because it's tiresome, but in this case, it's hard to resist. Imagine if Donald Trump's DOJ designated, say, CNN anchors as domestic terrorists, put it in writing, and then told men with guns to enforce the law. How would that go over? We, for one, would be outraged by that. All decent Americans would. And it would, in fact, be less of a stretch than this order. A lot of CNN anchors made excuses for violence during the riots last year. But the media aren't upset about this. When powerless suburban parents resist having nihilistic ruling class ideologies imposed by force on their children, our media seem to believe it is perfectly fine to designate them terrorists and threaten them with firearms.
In a version of America where school board meetings have become the new culture war battlegrounds, with children caught in the crosshairs, sometimes literally and sometimes figuratively.
Right now, everyone from the Proud Boys to the Oath Keepers to QAnon influencers are trying to encourage their members, their followers, their maniacs to show up at school board hearings.
Some behavior is so bad, it's being compared to domestic terrorism.
This becomes a security crisis, in a sense, for the nation.
How one Republican senator is pretending school board harassment and intimidation aren't off the charts.
Similar tactics to what happened on January 6th that now are being turned against school boards nationwide in a trend that's really disturbing and sinister.
Conservatives manufactured outrage over masks and history lessons, took our school boards hostage like a bunch of screaming maniacs.
So the federal government has designated American parents who are unhappy with the education their children are receiving as domestic terrorists. And the media are defending it. This is so shameful, it's hard to describe.
(2001) June, just months before the events took place. The Coupe Party Music album cover.
Pictures so real you won't believe your eyes. Dolby Prologic surround sound so exciting your eyes won't believe your ears. The ultimate home cinema televisions from Philips, including 100 Hz flicker-free pictures and widescreens. Philips, let's make things better.
1995 Illuminati card game. 1996 The Long Kiss Goodnight.
1993, World Trade Center bombing, remember? During the trial, one of the bombers claimed the CIA had advanced knowledge. The diplomat who issued the terrorist visa was CIA. It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to get some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I have no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl.
Wake up. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a pastor that sees the wolves, and I am warning you from the rooftop. Where they at? And they right here in front of you. Cut it off. The wicked will receive their reward at the coming of King Jesus. Peace.
Chronicle Nation, there's no need to wait any further. I know I've been promising that I will have a book for you which will reveal or uncover the elites, or the synagogues would say in the Dragon Brotherhood, are working for. Now keep in mind, these are men and women who sold their souls out for the New World Order agenda, the Agenda 21 and depopulation. Now, this book right here is written by my brother, and it actually goes in depth. And these are things that I cannot explain merely on YouTube. But if you want a copy of this book, the link is in the description. So family, when you go over there to my website, do not add the books to the cart, but you could just pay for it by clicking buy book or through PayPal. And when you purchase this book, you know, it's going to give you supreme understanding, biblical wise, who is behind all the trauma and cataclysmic things that's happening in this world. Before I take off and end this short chronicle, I just want to let you know, if you've been looking for my chronicles on the zombie apocalypse, I can't say the name without receiving a strike. If you have been keeping up with the news, then you understand that YouTube has launched a straight up attack against anybody that's talking about any form of potion. So I'm gonna say potion. Chronicle Nation, if you are in tune of what I do, then you know what the potion means. The zombie potion. So if you say anything pertaining to anything about a potion, a jab, they're gonna kick you off YouTube. So if you're looking for the Walking Dead Chronicles, people, and I'm going hard with it, Catch it on my website, Facebook, and on Instagram.